Welcome to this week's Nerd Radio.
The eldest of us all.
Wherever you're getting our podcast as part of the B-Pod Studios network, as well as on Twitch Wednesday afternoons on was it Checkpoint?
Twitch.tv/CheckpointXP.
Thank you very much, James.
No problem.
It is Chuck Bean, joined of course by James from Dave and Chuck the Freak, and Al Beck, also from Dave and Chuck the Freak.
That's right.
How are you guys doing this afternoon so far?
So far, so good.
Because I got in like super early. I saw you before we recorded, and I was like, "Don't worry about it." Like I didn't sleep as well as I could have, because for those that don't know, I'm on the air overnights, 3 or 4 times a week. So
it's a tough schedule.
It's a little rough. But last night was one of the nights that I didn't have to be here in the middle of the night. So hey, I can get a full night's sleep. That's never gonna happen.
No.
Not when you're
late banging. Romancing the lady, lighting some candles,
right?
Setting the scene,
no,
playing some video games, and then grinding it on.
You watch SmackDown, and SmackDown's over at 10, and I am asleep by 10:15, and then I'm up at like 2:30 in the morning until 4 or 5, because that's usually when I'm up. Actually, tomorrow night, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I need to go to the airport at like 3:30. Can you pick me? Who can pick me up?" And I'm like, "That's when I'm awake."
What time did he need to go to the airport?
3:30 a.m.
That's a very convenient time to go to the airport.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm awake then anyway.
Do flights even leave? Is the security even open?
It's convenient to get through security, I guess. If
right. No, I think his flight is like 4:30, but
you got to get there like 5 hours early so they can search your butt and make sure you don't have any bombs and
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Take your shoes off, dump out all your liquids.
Got to allow at least 2 hours for butt searching.
At least.
Well, when I'm there, it's like 3 hours. They do the extensive butt search when I walk through.
You've also got your bag of tricks with you usually.
My big bag of dongers.
Yep.
You don't keep that up your butt.
No.
The whole bag.
My butt is not that big. Not yet.
James is the only one
practice.
James is the only person I know who literally has a bag of dicks at his disposal.
He does, yeah.
He does.
Somebody says eat a bag of dicks. James is ready.
Yeah,
He's
right.
He's right. Yeah.
You want gummy or do you want rubber? What do you want it made out of? Because I have every single material that they can be made out of.
He is fully stocked on dicks.
People are looking at us on Twitch right now, and they're being like, "It's called Nerd Radio, but all they talked about was dongers and butt stuff." I don't.
Welcome to my reality.
Yeah.
That's how we get started here at Nerd Radio.
It's a warm-up conversation.
Right. Let's talk about something a little bit nerdy, because I'm super excited. It has taken me about a week, but I have finally gotten my PlayStation Classic to work the extra games, because it comes with like
the
20,
modding.
Yes,
okay.
It comes with like 21 games. It's taken me I literally started working on this like last Tuesday, and there's a whole bunch of like technical.
So it's like a jailbroken
BS that goes with it. But what it came down to was I had to go through 3 different like zip drives. You plug a thumb drive into the second controller port, because they're USB ports now on the controller ports.
Now, is this authorized modifications, or is this like a back alley bootleg?
Of
YouTube?
course. Yeah, no, it's absolutely legit.
You rebel, you living on the edge.
But
he's a PlayStation pirate.
A little bit, maybe a little.
Chuck Bean, the PlayStation pirate.
Arr.
Just a little. But it's
too extreme
for people that have been listening to Nerd Radio for a while. You guys will remember when I got the Super Nintendo Classic.
Yeah.
Like the short story of that was I just wanted something so that I didn't have to reach over and press the reset button every time I wanted a new game, and found out how easy it is to just like modify that thing. So not only can I hit a controller thing to reset it, but also, hey, if there's any games you're missing, you can just add them in. And I was like, oh, cool! I can have every Super Nintendo game I want.
All you have to do is void your warranty.
Right. Absolutely.
This is coming from a man who has had a lot of issues with customer service.
And also a man who's broken a lot of things where the warranty is no longer valid.
Right.
You have to void the warranty.
Yeah, for some reason the warranty is no longer valid when you smash a controller against the ground and stomp on it repeatedly.
How is that not part of the warranty? They should. Games are frustrating, man.
Yeah.
To me, that's everyday wear and tear.
Yeah.
It's everyday wear and tear.
You lost a television not all that long
I
ago.
did, and I still feel stupid because it wasn't. I'd have felt a lot better if I had just hurled the controller at the flat screen instead of having it bounce
Would have been a lot cheaper
in a
too.
weird way and go bink off the
Yeah.
flat. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to what I was saying. When I got the Super Nintendo and I put like every Super Nintendo game I could ever think of on that, I was telling Al Monday morning that like I did the thing with the PlayStation. I was like, okay, well, there's like 2 or 3 games missing that I can think of, but it's not as like, oh, I'm gonna put every game ever on here. It's just like, What did I don't know. They kind of hit all the stuff I wanted.
Well, I feel like there wasn't a ton of games I was in love with on the regular PlayStation. So like I wouldn't even know. Like maybe the original Resident Evil 2. Right. Or was that might have been PS2 at that point in time.
And that's the thing too, is that some of the games, like you mentioned Resident Evil 2, I'm looking at it, it's like, well, they just remade it for the PS4 and it's like, shiny, pretty.
Yes, it's almost as new. Who cares, you know?
Yeah, like I don't really need the new one.
What do you do? It's Cool Borders, like the snowboarding game. Like that was a game which was like essentially that PC game where you would like go skiing and then the abominable snowman would come and eat you, but they just turned that into a video game you could play on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
How do you feel that it holds up, the PlayStation stuff, going back and playing it?
Not great.
Not great?
No, I don't think so. There's a lot of, like, one of the games that comes on the PlayStation Classic is Twisted Metal, and I remember playing the F out of that game, and I don't know how I did it. Like, I can't tell this pixel over here from this pixel. Like, how am I supposed to know what the car is when it's not right in front of me?
Because I have a hard time going back and playing like a PlayStation 3 game that hasn't been remastered for the 4.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, well, maybe not 3. Maybe 3 is a little too extreme, but like going back and doing a PS2.
Oh, sure.
It's like, you gotta. It's really blocky.
There's a huge jump between the PS and
but I remember seeing Medal of Honor and like Madden when PS2 first came out.
Yeah.
And my mind was blown by that. Like, are you kidding?
You can see the names on the jerseys.
Yes.
Whoa!
Oh my God!
You can actually make out the number of Barry Sanders.
Yes. Right. It's the coolest thing ever. Now I'm like, this is garbage.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say you could tell a difference between a PS3 and a PlayStation 4 game, but at the same time, like the jump isn't as hard.
Yeah, I meant to say 2 when I brought that up earlier, but yeah, like because I tried. Yeah,
there's stuff on the PS1, like the original SmackDown games. Like I booted one of those up on there, and I'm like, ooh, like the necks on the guys are larger than the heads.
Yeah. So it's like Minecraft, but with muscles.
It is.
Like,
it really is.
Everybody's a creeper, but with different, like wearing different colored Speedo briefs.
That one has The Rock's face digitally put on it, so his eyebrows always up.
Yeah. Actually, I remember that. Yes. Yeah, I actually do remember that.
The Rock on there, his eyebrow is always up. It always cracked me up too because they would try and it was before they would motion capture the entrances very well. Mm-hmm. So the Rock would come out and like his entrance, instead of him like shrugging his shoulders, it would be like.
Just kind of put his hands up to the side.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Here's my boy, The Rock. Yep. You smell what he's cooking?
Signaling a plane landing or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Triple H would spit the water, but there would be no like actual water. He would just go.
He'd
just throw his head back, and you're like, well, it's
like an elephant.
It's the graphics of the day. But yeah, it's really weird that like with the Super Nintendo, there were plenty of games. I'm like, I gotta have this, and I gotta put this on there, and I gotta put this, and I gotta put this, and then the PlayStation, I'm like.
It could be generational, though. I mean, there might be a younger gamer than you that really came up with a PlayStation.
I feel like
the original.
That has a lot to do with it, more than likely.
Because you came into your gaming prime around the NES,
and
SNES.
The Super Nintendo. Yeah.
Like so there's probably much more of a nostalgia factor to the Super Nintendo and like the NES 100%. Than you probably have with the PlayStation.
100%. Now, granted, everything that I've played on my PlayStation is 100% nostalgia. Like I said, going back and playing Twisted Metal or Battle Arena Toshinden, like these games are not good. But I remember playing the hell out of them because at the time I was like, "Oh my god!"
Well, that's what you had. You're like, "Oh, these are the games I have. I'm going to play them."
This is the biggest, most amazing thing, whatever. But it's in retrospect, thinking about it, like going from the Super Nintendo to the PlayStation, I'm like, man, oh man, like we were easily amused.
Well, still am.
I guess, yeah, that's true. I don't know. And then at the same time playing Spider-Man for like 20 minutes every day. And just like, man, this game is so perfect.
Oh, the PS4 one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, we're spoiled now with the modern graphics and the systems. Like, why do we even bother playing games back then? You know?
Right.
Why do we even bother?
Well, that's the funny thing is, back to the PlayStation 2 blew our minds. Wait until the PlayStation 4. We say the same thing. I can't believe I actually spent
just like
time
the
on this
PlayStation VR, dude.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. Like, I was obsessed with just putting on my helmet and hanging out with Rick and Morty in the garage.
Yeah.
I'm doing all Rick's chores, but I don't care because I was like, I'm submerged in a whole new world, like a whole new environment.
Phenomenal. Do you still play it very often? The VR?
Because we're in the middle of a transition of moving, so everything's kind of packed up. So no, but I got some games set up that I've looked into that I really want to play. Yeah. So like I got to get Doom in there. So I want to do some streams on my Twitch channel.
Yeah,
playing Doom around Halloween time.
Hell yeah.
I'm so bad at scary games, and I'll cry like a bitch. So I assume people will probably get a couple chuckles off of that. So people can laugh at I
might tune into that one just for fun.
There's some kind of like Carnival of Fear or something like that game that's based on one of the PlayStation 4 games. And I can't remember what it was, but I remember it's specific to the VR.
Well,
like
I know they got Five Nights at Freddy's. VR, and I watched a dude on YouTube start to play that, and I got scared watching him play on YouTube.
Yeah. No, that's that game is rough.
It will be interesting to see when VR gets to a point where you can move around more freely. Because there are a couple games that I had acquired that you could move around. There was even a shooting one where you had the normal controller and you used the sensor on the front of the controller as your gun,
right.
and you could walk around, but it's very clunky. Instead of like a smooth turn, it kind of like jolts from side to side as you change it. And the graphics were not as good as, say, the Batman game, which was phenomenal looking. I sat there for a while just in the Batcave looking around because it looks like you're there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did
the same thing, but it's because I couldn't figure out what I needed to do next. I didn't realize I had to shoot the batarang at something and go over there.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was cool to be in the living room in Wayne Manor, and obviously my favorite was the Star Trek game.
Of course.
I haven't played much, but I haven't really played much video games at all lately.
I had such a blast playing the Star Trek game with you, and I didn't even have a VR headset, but just the way that game is set up.
So you guys can still play, like you were in VR mode.
Yep. Yes.
But then Chuck was just playing a regular controller, and it was still compatible?
Oh, yeah. I'm just looking at my TV. And just like taking on the engineering
That's really
jobs.
cool. Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't realize. I figured you all had to be VR or you were just playing without the VR. But that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, and I would have enjoyed playing that game with Chuck anyway. I had a blast when my brother and I used to play it.
Yep.
So if I had to have removed the VR headset, I would have. But no, it's cool. It's really cool. And then of course I've got more range of motion.
Yeah, that was one of the most fun things is watching him in the captain's chair like wiggle his hands around.
Because I did get those Move controllers or whatever,
yep.
So you can actually twist your hands around stuff. And
why is the captain doing the Macarena?
Yeah, I was vulgar captain.
He was. And it was funny because he would point at people every time we do a job. It was like, you do this.
You do this. It was not official at all. It's the most vulgar.
I would watch that show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if they did the Star Trek seasons like that, I would watch it.
Yeah, well.
The game I was just talking about is called Until Dawn: Rush of Blood. It's a horror roller coaster shooter.
Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, you're on a roller coaster. It's spooky, and then you're supposed to be. I think you're supposed to be shooting at stuff too, like a track-based shooter.
Okay,
kind of thing, which would be kind of cool. So the big news this week, which we'll get to in the next segment, was the Disney D23 thing they did. It was a bunch of trailers, a bunch of not spoilers so much, but a bunch of previews of what we can look forward to, and the first, or I should say, the last big what Disney Plus is going to be like, and we'll talk about it next on Nerd Radio.